ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం. శ్రుతిస్మృతిపురాణానామాలయం కరుణాలయం నమామి భగవత్పాదశంకరం లోకశంకరం. రామాయ రామభద్రాయ రామచంద్రాయ వేధసే రఘునాథాయ నాథాయ సీతాయ పతయే నమః. కూజంతం రామ రామేతి మధురం మధురాక్షరం ఆరుహ్య కవితా శాఖాం వందే వాల్మీకి కోకిలం. తమోఘ్నాయ హిమఘ్నాయ శత్రుఘ్నాయ మితాత్మనే కృతఘ్నఘ్నాయ దేవాయ jyōtiṣāṃ patayē namaḥ. So we have to develop the quality of kṛtagna, the opposite of kṛtaghna. So if you tend to be kṛtaghna, you remain a jiva in bondage. But when you tend to be kṛtagna, that means in that feeling of kṛtagna, you feel grateful. In that you are united with the other person. So these qualities one has to cultivate. In this regard, I would like to present before you a thesis which is a bit revolutionary in the context of popular religion, and I am sure you will be able to appreciate it. There is a thing called Ishvara Praptihi, to gain Ishvara. How do you gain Ishvara? So either Ishvara has to descend, avatara, and you go and embrace, like Hanuman embraced Rama. That is one kind of gaining Ishvara. Or the devotee dies to the body and he goes to Vaikuntha and by a flight. And then there he goes to the street in which Vishnu lives. And then he goes to the building in which Vishnu lives. And then there are a couple of gods at the entrance of the building. In all Vaishnava temples, you find two gods. Their name is Jaya and Vijaya at the entrance. In Hyderabad, there is a Vaishnava temple where these two gods were there. Jaya and Vijaya, two statues standing with a spear. Spear is the weapon. And they stand there, symbolic, I suppose. And so what happened is, it's a funny thing, those two gods were stolen. Somebody stole, somebody brought an auto or whatever, and pulled these gods and put in the auto and took away. Next day morning when they came there were no gods. I don't know what is the significance of those gods. I'll put it. Yeah. They were stolen. And then they made, again, they have to get the gods made to the altar. And so all these idols are available in marketplace. You have to go to the right place and you will get anything. Like in this country, any object you want, you have to go to the right source and you will get it. So they brought two gods now, and now they made iron cages to the gods, and they are locked, so that gods cannot be stolen. Very funny thing. This is how the belief systems function. They are all considered normal, and so you have to go to Vaikuntha. The person has to go to Vaikuntha and go to Shiva, Vishnu, the palace in which Vishnu lives, and then the gods should allow you. If the gods block you, you cannot meet Vishnu. So assume that they allow you, and so then you go inside and meet Vishnu. Or sometimes Vishnu comes outside and you meet him. This is Ishvara Praptihi. In the popular religion, this is how you gain Ishvara. Did you understand? you are laughing and my description you converted into a nice joke and you laughed. But popular religion, they don't look at it as joke or laughing. They take it very seriously. Very true. Therefore, obviously, gaining of Ishvara cannot be like that, It cannot be like that. Then how to gain Ishvara? So, there is a thing called Daivi Sampat in Gita. You make a note of those qualities and cultivate those qualities in your heart. As you cultivate them, your worldly consciousness gets transformed into God consciousness. And that is the upasana. And then from God consciousness, you move automatically. You don't need to make any effort. You move automatically into the divinity itself. Whatever sense of division is there, it will resolve and you move into the divinity. That is how you gain Ishvara. You got the point? Now all this vision is captured in one sutram, the aphorism. The aphorism is Sadguna Praptireva Ishvara Praptihi. So gain of good qualities. Sat is God. Gain of godly qualities is the gain of God. There is no other gain. Because God is not a person as much as you are not a person. Therefore, it is not about one person gaining another person. Like in marriage, a male person gains a female person, vice versa. It is not like that. It is not going to be like that. Therefore, that is the Sadguna Praptireva Ishvara Praptihi. Many theologians won't like it. Because when you say that, then the distinction between Jiva and Ishvara is gone. Jiva without proper qualities remains Jiva, but Jiva with good qualities, proper qualities, becomes Ishvara. Therefore, now you see what is written here in this book. Man becomes Sri Rama, the man, becomes Sri Rama, the God. Not Lord Vishnu, the God, becoming Sri Rama, the man. It is not God becoming the man. It is the man becoming God. And the first quality which is important in transforming the man into God-man, and then God itself, the divinity itself, is kṛtaghnā. That is a good quality. And the opposite of it is kṛtaghna. Therefore, you contemplate upon Ishvara, and whatever bad qualities are there in you, which make you separate from Ishvara, still all those bad qualities will be destroyed or dispelled by the Ishvara whom you are contemplating upon. That is the purpose of upasana. Therefore, upasana serves a great purpose in dispelling that darkness, tamōghnāya, himaghnāya, the torpor, the laziness, and the intellectual laziness, and then some of the bad qualities like kṛtaghna, etc., they are all destroyed by that, by contemplating upon the God. That is the purpose of upasana. So that is how upasana is put in a proper place. That serves to convert the consciousness into God, into divinity itself. Once, generally, I do not use harsh words against others. Even when the other person could be a bit nuisance value, etc., still always speak well of the other person. And not only do it rather you make yourself do it as a posture, etc. It is not like that. You do it spontaneously, speak well of others, and also you see good in others more than what they can see in themselves. This is what I would like to say. So see good in others. They may be bad in a few respects. Everybody is a human being. So put the bad aside and see the good in others. So, but in one case, I told about a person, not directly on the face of the person, but about a person I told, he is a kṛtaghna. That is what I told. And then I felt, very harsh word I have used about a person. So it still remains in my mind that I used such an expression about a person, that he is a kṛtaghna, because it's not a good expression. You should not be kṛtaghna. You should always be kṛtajña. If you are kṛtaghna, you are a jiva. If you are kṛtajña, you are Ishvara. Sadguna praptireva Ishvara praptihi. So even now I feel that I have used such an expression about a person. So the person must have provoked a lot, but still using such an expression about a person, this is what Ramayana does to you. It makes your heart so mellowed that you cannot even think ill, leave alone speak or do, even think ill of another person. You don't do it, you don't like it. So this is the way the upasana transforms you. So we are done with that verse. Now next verse. Not that. 21. Tapta chāmīkarābhāya hṛdayē viśvakarmaṇē namastamō'bhi nighnāya rucayē lōkasākṣiṇē. Chāmīkara is gold. I must have told a nyaya called nyaya. Chāmīkara is gold. Okay? Gold, you have to purify it. How do you purify? This is the old method of purification of gold. It was there, gold was known. It is not known after periodic table came. Yeah? It was known much earlier. Millennia before it was known. So, and gold they used to purify. You know how, if you get a nugget, etc., you need to purify it. You know how they purify? You melt it. Take it in a crucible and melt it. And gold doesn't react with atmosphere. Even at that temperature, it doesn't react with oxygen. Okay? So gold remains gold even in the molten state. It melts around 2000 degrees centigrade approximately, give or take, maybe a little less than that. Iron melts at 2200 degrees centigrade, if I remember. Now, at that level, centigrade and Fahrenheit doesn't make big difference. Some 30-40 degrees difference is not a big difference. So, when gold melts, all other impurities in the gold, they get oxidized. So, what all you have to do is melt the gold and just shake it a little, and all the impurities get oxidized. Lead, silver, everything gets oxidized. And the oxidized oxides you get. Lead oxide. If iron is there, iron oxide. If nickel is there, nickel oxide, cobalt oxide. They are all amorphous powders. They are not metallic in nature. Oxides are not metallic. The metal is metallic. And therefore they float. They have very high temperatures of melting. They float. And therefore carefully with a spoon or a spatula, if you will, take out the floating muck, and there remains pure gold in liquid form, and allow it to cool. You got a cool, pure gold. That is called tapta. Tapta means taken through a process of melting, which is purification. That gold, this is what we call molten gold. Not that in melting stage, molten, made pure, and then cooled, that is the gold. Means shining brilliantly. Sun rising shines like the molten gold. Tapta chāmīkarābhāya. Then hṛdayē. So this, I have to say the same thing. I have said it earlier also. Hari Hara, Hrim, Rahim. All the four words are synonymous. They have originated from the same verb. In Sanskrit, there is a rule. From the verb, multiple words with same meaning can come. Meaning is same, originating from the same verb, but they are different words. Like gam is the dhatu. Gamalu gatau, that is the dhatu, to move, to go. Then from gam, you can get a few words. Gamanam, ana is added, gatihi, ti added, mu will go. Anunasikalopaha. So, vasati tanotyadinam anunasikalopaha. Ardhadatake kitingiti, something like sutra is there. Vanati tanotyadinam, that is how the sutra begins. Or anunasikalopaha. So, mu will go. Ti adds, gati. And gamanam, gatihi, etc. You can make a few more forms. They mean all same. Take a hriharane, to take out. That is the dhatu. Nai, here is the dvarna, hru, it remains. Then add a pratyaya, harihi it becomes. Another suffix you add, haraha it becomes. Meaning is same. Meaning is same. Now you add the suffix im, which is very characteristic of the feminine. Im. So it becomes hirim. And then hirim gets varnavyatyaya. The syllables get reversed. Like Varanasi becomes Benaras. The syllables get reversed. So you get rahim. Only thing is, the hirim goes to Middle East and comes back as rahim. Like Kapala goes to Middle East and becomes a Kabbalah. Kabbalah Judaism, it is Kapala, very close. If you examine them, the Jewish sign is there, that is Sri Chakram of the Kapala worship. Sri Chakram, if you see, it is the same. In Sri Chakra, 5 triangles, 5 isosceles triangles downwards and 4 upwards, interlocking. That is Sri Chakra. Almost a similar thing, with 7 spokes. Therefore, Kapala and Kabbalah, even Jews recognize it. There is a town called Safed in Israel. And that town is the origin of Kabbalah worship of Judaism. And that is very closely related to the Bengal worship of Kapalikas, the Kapala people. Therefore, these things, through via the Silk Route, there is a cross-pollination between India and Middle East. And Middle East is the origin of all modern religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism originated there only, and then Hinduism. And then those religions spread on all sides. Okay? Therefore, Rahim also has the same origin. Therefore, 4 words, same coming from the same verb with the same meaning. What is the meaning? The one who eliminates. Eliminates what? Impurities, pain, suffering, unhappiness. That is the Hari. So, Hari is the one who eliminates sorrow from the heart. Hṛt, another word, Hṛdayam, Hṛt, same word. So 5 words are there. All means God, who eliminates the sorrow from the heart. Okay? Then, you see how to fit Upasana into the schedule for working people. Does Upasana replace Nididhyasana? Should not Nididhyasana take precedence? Not necessary. Whether it is Nididhyasana or Upasana, it is only consciousness. You are transforming the consciousness. It is not about schedule. So, in the context of meditation, I have answered it earlier also. The meditation that we are talking about is not a daily exercise in which you lock yourself up in a dark room and sit for 15 minutes or so and do something, engage the mind in a particular way, and then come out and enter into the world and become world conscious. For 15 minutes, you shut yourself up from the world consciousness, and the remaining time is yours, and you become world conscious. No, not that. People do it everlastingly. That is not the meditation that we are talking about. In upasana, don't sit in a corner and do something. That is not the upasana we are talking about. The upasana that we are saying may include that. May include that as an exercise, certainly in the beginning, but what we are talking of is the change of consciousness, the transformation of consciousness into God consciousness. Like in Arizona, you step out and do you feel God in the sun? It is cold. You go into the sun and it makes you feel warm and good. Do you become conscious of God in that? If so, you are an upasaka. If not, you are a worldly person. That is the transformation which we are talking about. And when you look at the sun or the moon, do you become prayerful or devotional? The devotee in you comes out. You feel like doing a namaskar and say Gayatri mantra or something similar to that. If so, you are an upasaka. You know no such thing happens, then you are not an upasaka. Sun will do his job. I am not even. Worldly people are not conscious of the sun. They are conscious of the sun. They see the sun and they look at the watch, the clock, and then they read the time, and then they think of their daily schedule. And what is the daily schedule? To make more money or to enjoy more pleasures. Therefore, sun, they don't care for the sun. Two hoots for the sun. They are busy with the worldly things. And sun is only important as far as the clock is connected with the sun. The sun is no more important. People are very world conscious. From that consciousness, you transform the consciousness into God consciousness. You are conscious of the presence of God. You go into the sun and feel the warmth or the light you experience, and immediately you become conscious of the presence of God. That God consciousness. It is there all through the life, all through the day. It is not limited to a particular time and all that. Therefore, you don't need any schedule for these things. And therefore, these things do not interfere with your regular schedule. Okay? And so, then if I will answer one more question. These are all important questions, so we will answer. Hṛdayam. I am done with Hari. Okay? Then we come to viśvakarmaṇē. So all this world, this entire universe, is the effort of, is the creation of that Lord. Janmadhyasya yataha. That is how you have to look at it. Suppose you are walking, you see a sprout, and that sprout has originated, it has come up only a few days back, right? And therefore that sprout has its origin in God. You remember the glory of God. That must be the glory of God, the sprout. And then the sprout becomes plant. That is the glory of God. And then the plant gives up a fruit, a flower, leaves, a branch, leaves, flower, and fruit. That is all the glory of God. Wherever around you, wherever, whenever, there is something created. That is the glory of God. Viśvakarmaṇē. Okay. The farmer, he sows the seed and comes home and sleeps. All the hard work is done by God to make those seeds into sprouts and plants and then harvest and all that. And when the harvest is ready, the farmer goes and takes the crop, harvests the crop, and gets all that to his home. And then he puts in the marketplace and makes a lot of money, and then use that money for all kinds of pleasures. That is what farmers do. You see, in Pennsylvania, the farmer goes with a tractor and he just tills the whole land, some 20, 30 acres he tills. He doesn't do anything, he tills. And those furrows are formed when he tills. And next day he comes with seeds, with a machine. And he sits in that machine, runs the machine along the field. In those furrows, seeds will fall. These corn seeds. And he goes home and sleeps well. He doesn't look at the field anymore. I will be looking at the field every day. He doesn't appear any time. I will be looking. When I go for a walk, I will be watching all this. And then they grow. He doesn't even care to remove the weeds. Very interesting. In India, the farmers take out the weeds. But Pennsylvanian soil has so much strength in it, so much nutrition in it, let the weeds also grow. Our plant will grow in its own way. You need not remove the weeds. And therefore, the plants will be growing. Occasional weeds also will be growing. And he doesn't even look this side. He doesn't. I will be watching this growth all the time and remembering janmadhyasya yataha. So birth, sustenance, etc. is happening because of that God, who is in the form of the sun. Sun is doing all the hard work. And so the plant grows, and then it gives the corn candle or whatever, cone, it gives it, and that starts growing. And then the plant dries out. He doesn't look at it, I tell you. Only I will be watching, okay, now it is drying out. Then it is completely dries out. And then it is ready for harvest, but he doesn't come. He watches the weather channel, and when there is a continuous 3 or 4 days dry weather, he appears with one big tractor and a big vessel. And the tractor will be cutting it. The cones, every plant has one cone. And the cone is exactly at the same height. That is how they are genetically modified. The seeds are like that. Whatever be the size of the plant, a bit longer or a bit shorter, but the cone is at the same height. And the machine cuts exactly at that height. Not one cone is missed. And all the cones are cones along with the upper part of the dried up material is put into the machine. And then all the unwanted thing is taken out and pushed back onto the soil. The cones are taken out separately, and now the cones are processed by the machine. And all the corn seeds, they come and they flow and fall into a big vessel. He fills it and puts it in the corner and brings one. Like that he fills 10 or 12 of those things. And a few tons of corn seeds ready for consumption. He takes all of them and puts in a silo. They flow like a fluid. The fluid mechanics is at work, and he fills the silo and he sleeps again. And the market, he enjoys all the benefits of the crop, whereas Lord Bhagavan is doing all the hard work. Rain comes, sun comes, moon comes on the plants. So viśvakarmaṇē. You got the point? This is called God consciousness. A child is born, viśvakarmaṇē. Janmadhyasya yataha. The entire universe is born, is sustained, and it is annihilated or resolved into the God. That is, and you are conscious of that. This eliminates the sense of doership from you. Once you understand Janmadhyasya yataha, that is the Brahma Sutra, or Viśvakarmaṇē, God is called Viśvakarma. Once you understand the significance of that statement, you understand that you are not the karta, you are not the doer, you don't do anything. Everything is done by God. So, that consciousness is called God consciousness, and that vision is the upasana, and that takes you into the oneness of the truth. That is Viśvakarmaṇē. Then here is a question. You see, my target is to finish Aditya Hṛdayam by Wednesday evening class. That is the target. Okay? So, therefore, I wonder sometimes whether I am wasting time. Not wasting. So, suppose upasana is needed, and if you have a mental block, so how to handle that? This can happen. Many people have this dilemma. They understand the importance of the upasana, they want to pursue it, but they may have a mental block. So how to overcome that? Very simple. I have told this earlier also, and again I am saying it. So a devotee went to the Bishop of Genova. This I told. And this is presented by Aldous Huxley in his book, Perennial Philosophy. So, and asked the bishop, so in this world, how to get saved, how to become free from the bondage of this world? The bishop said, you have to love God. Then this man asked, okay, that sounds great, but how to love God? The bishop said, you have to love God every day, morning, afternoon, evening, you have to love God. Then the devotee said, wonderful, I appreciate what you said. But my question you have not yet answered. The question is how to love God. Then the bishop says, I am answering your question. So you love God by loving God. There is no how in it. So a child learns to talk by talking, learns to walk by walking, learns to swim, anybody learns to swim by swimming. You don't make a protocol of swimming. You just jump into the water and start swimming. You will learn it. First swim in shallow water. So you will be hitting the bed, water, underneath the water. Now you know that that is not swimming. Then you venture into somewhat deeper water and swim there. Now you notice that you are floating on the water. You are not hitting the bed. So now you understood the trick of it. And so you go into the deeper water. And within 2-3 days, you become a good swimmer. You will teach swimming to others. So you swim by swimming. You learn to swim by swimming. Similarly, you love God by learning to love God. So become an apprentice of God consciousness. So you tell yourself, now I am a student of God consciousness, and be conscious of God in everything. Whenever you can, whenever you recollect God, that is when you become God conscious. Become God conscious. Shri Hari, or Shri Rama, all is Shri Rama, all is Shri Hari, or all is Shri Krishna, whatever way you like it, or Shiva. Whatever. These are all names of the same reality. And so you hold on to some name that you like. Maybe Shri Rama. So like the story that I told of Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Rama Anugraham story I told. Whatever happens, happens by the blessing of Sri Rama. So you adopt that. So choose whatever you like. Om Namah Shivaya. Or Sri Rama. Or Janmadhyasya Yataha. Or viśvakarmaṇē. You choose one phrase. Use it to inspire yourself. And so you become an apprentice of devotion to God. And then soon you will realize that you have acquired the taste of loving God. That is how you have to do it. And it can be done. It is not even difficult to do it. Even sitting in these classes makes you devoted to God. That is that is the answer to the question, viśvakarmaṇē. So what else about Vishwakarma? It is all done. Then comes tamōghnāya, namaḥ we have seen, the one who destroys the darkness. Again, outside darkness as well as the inside darkness. The word is obviously being repeated, okay? So the idea is, sun is always shining. outside as well as inside. Atma is Nitya Chaitanya Swarupa, means timelessly shining in you. The Atma, the sun of Atma. And the sun is shining always in the horizon, in the sky. So sun always shines. Even night time also sun shines. Only thing is we have turned our back to the sun during the night time because of the rotation of the earth. Only sun doesn't appear but always shines. So tamōghnāya nighnāya. Then ṛchayē. You see, sun, what is the nature of sun? Sun's light, like that you make a different division. Sun and sun's light. There is no division. Sun is light and the light is sun. Similarly, look at yourself, myself and my awareness. So you may say, create such a division. There is awareness and it is my awareness. Now, there is no my awareness. Awareness itself is mine, not mine. Awareness itself is myself. That is the meaning of the word richihi. So sun is the shining. Ṛchayē. Then lōkasākṣiṇē, the witness of the entire world, of all life forms. Loka is bhūloka, one meaning, the earth. Or loka is human being. Every human being on the earth is watched by the sun. Sun is the witness of everything that you do. So that is how the sun is. He is the witness, lōkasākṣi. And therefore, you see, when they take sannyasa, they take a few vows. Primarily the vow of ahimsa, that is the vow. Not big vows. Some people say vows as if some special vows are there. There are no special vows. Like I will not eat from today onwards, I will not eat eggplant. There are no such, you can eat eggplant. That is not, they are not the vows. The vow is, from my side, I will not hurt anything living, including plants and birds and fish and animals and humans. From my side, there is no hurt to anyone. That is the primary vow. There is no other vow. There may be a few other things, but this is the primary vow. And when you take that vow, you say, I am taking this vow, and the sun is the sakshi, lōkasākṣiṇē. And of course, a few others are also sakshi. But sun is the sakshi primarily. Therefore, whatever you do, sun is watching you, watching over you. And you should be conscious of the sun as watching over you. There is a small story. So, the Guru told two sishyas, you pluck a flower, nobody should see you, and bring it to me. You have to plucking a flower is a himsa, it is. But then he asks, you pluck a flower, nobody should see it, and bring it and put on the table. He told this to two sishyas. One shishya came back in 5 minutes and put the flower on the table. 5 minutes. Oh, you could do it so quickly, yeah? In that corner there was nobody and plucked it and put it here. The other shishya came empty-handed next day. Then the Guru asked, what are you doing? I asked you to pluck a flower and bring it here. That is what I was struggling to do. 24 hours, did not even sleep. Because you put the condition that nobody should see it. But I have a feeling the Lord the Sun is watching all the time. Therefore I came to present my helplessness. I cannot do it because the Sun is watching all the time. Then the Guru told, you are the right Shishya. That is the story. You got it? lōkasākṣiṇē. Therefore, the Sun is the Sakshi, shining in the, it is okay, all right. Shining in the sky, and therefore Sun is always Sakshi. So what we do is, we conveniently put God away from our daily schedule. So while making a home, you make a small, you make master bedroom quite spacious and all that 15 by 15 feet. But God's place you make by 3 by 2 or 3.5 by 2.5 like that. Only one person can sit there. And then put a small table there like this and put God there and close the door. Put a lamp and some incense stick and close the door. You have to close the door because this God watching and all that is a problem. And so fix God to a place and time. God appointment. So everybody has an appointment with God morning 6:30, 7:30. That is the time when the person has an appointment with God. And at that time he goes into that room, sits there, do something, repeat the same thing again and again. Or some nama, some mantra, some puja, whatever. Mechanically repeat the same blessed thing even after 10 years. It becomes so mechanical. And so you do it as a routine and then come out and close the door. This is how we do it. And we call it religion. It is the popular religion. That is not bhakti. That is routine, not bhakti. What is bhakti? You are God conscious during the day, wherever you are and whenever you are. Therefore, you should not fix God to puja room, or you should not fix God to the temple. In the village, temple is there. God stays there. And outside, we are free to do whatever you like. In fact, in India, some of these rowdy sheeters, you know rowdy sheeters? Means they are criminals. They have all kinds of crimes in their history. That is the meaning of sheet. In the police station, a sheet is opened in his name, a big sheet in a big register. And in that sheet, his name, his photo, dates on which all crimes are committed, the list will be there. And police will be checking that list on and off. That is the rowdy sheeter. And these rowdy sheeters are very great devotees. They come for Ganesha Puja, they come for big festival is there, they are there. And the rowdy sheeter, he is the chief of rowdies in that locality. And he is always followed by 3 or 4 young rowdies who are apprentice rowdies. So he comes with them, with a mustache and all that. And he is a devotee. He comes to the temple. And their language is also marketplace language and kind of abusive language they use while talking. So inside the temple, hey, don't talk like that. We are in the temple. He warns them. And he comes to the temple very devoted. And the pujari becomes alert when the rowdy person comes with 4 people. And he gives them some prasadam and tirtham and prasadam on a priority basis. Because they are VIPs in the temple, these rowdy sheeters. You know that? You don't know? Some of you must have seen the movie Nayakan. That is what he is. And in Bombay, Ganapati Bappa, Moria, all that is organized by some of them are organized by the rowdy sheeters. And they sponsor also. Right? And when the prasadam is auctioned, laddu is auctioned, the rowdy Mahashaya gets it. Okay? So they come. And inside the temple, you should behave properly. And if one of these rowdy apprentice, if he misbehaves, he becomes angry. Arey, temple ke andar kya baat karta hai? Like that. He keeps quiet. And so very polite, talks all nice things, or doesn't talk at all. Take prasadam, tirtham prasadam he takes, and crosses the threshold of the temple and comes onto the street. Now he will not talk any simple language. He will talk a rowdy language. And he takes out gun, if anybody, gun or chaku, the knife. And he encourages the apprentices also to behave badly with other people. So that is not bhakti. So in bhakti, popular religion, you restrict God to a place and time. And in all other places, no God, you can do whatever you like. At all other times, nothing to do with God. You can do whatever you like. You can steal, you can abuse, you can take bribe, you can give bribe, you can evade tax, anything you can do. Only don't do it in the puja room. This is the popular religion, in which God is God is kind of locked up in a given place, in space, and in a given time, in time. God is locked up. And then God is conveniently placed in Vaikuntha so that we can do whatever we like in the world. If God is around, it's a nuisance, That is the popular religion. But in the true religion, God is always around. All presence is God. God is the witnessing awareness inside as well as outside. lōkasākṣiṇē. So that is outside. And he is the sakshi to all karma sakshi, they call it. But all things you are doing, God is watching over. He is conscious of all those things. Because he has to give karma phala, God only has to give karma phala. Therefore, he is the karma sakshi. And then God is sakshi inside you, witnessing awareness. So you have to recognize yourself as the witnessing awareness. You should not take yourself to be the body or the mind or the body-mind identified persona. That is not what you are. You are the witnessing awareness, and you have to become aware of that. You should know that. How to know that I am the witnessing awareness? When the mind is quiet, when the mind is agitated, restless, etc., you will never know yourself as the witnessing awareness. You will know yourself as the witnessing awareness only when the mind is quiet. When the mind is quiet, so when it becomes quiet, when you watch the mind, it becomes quiet. Therefore, the direct outcome of a quiet mind is that you realize yourself as the pure witness. You have to do that. That is the Atma. So, what about the personality? The personality is based on self-identification. Without identification with something or the other, there is no personality. In fact, you imagine yourself to be something or somebody or someone. That is how you imagine yourself to be. And out of such imagination, I am this, I am that, that is the imagination. And that imagination produces a person, a mythical person, a shadow person. And that person continues because you imagine, your imagination continues. So when you realize yourself as the witness, when the mind becomes quiet, means all self-identifications and self-definitions drop. Because they are in the form of movement of the mind only. And so when they drop, then your identification with this so-called person, it snaps. And you realize yourself as the witness. We have covered this aspect of the personality in Atma Bodha class also. So how to realize yourself as the Sakshi? The way to do it is, you discover what all you are not. So body, I am not the body. Then feelings of hatred, attachment, jealousy, all those things will be there in the mind, those feelings. I am not these feelings. Then there will be thoughts, listless thoughts, compulsive thoughts, discursive thoughts, all kinds of thoughts will be going on in the mind. I am not the thoughts. Then there are ideas, God is that, God is this. These are all ideas. Heaven is an idea. God is an idea. God has a vehicle, another idea. Hanuman has the vehicle of camel. Can you believe it? Camel is the vehicle of Hanuman. Therefore, there is a Hanuman temple. And every year they perform a big function on one day, the birthday of Hanuman. Hanuman Jayanti, birthday of Hanuman. Look at that. Valmiki doesn't talk anything of these things. And on that day, they have to take this Hanuman idol in a procession. And therefore, they bring a camel. Camel in Hyderabad? How much it must have suffered? Because the camel, they are there only in Rajasthan Thar desert. And from the Thar desert, they catch hold of it, a wild camel, they catch it, and then bind it, and bring it to a railway station, and put it in a railway wagon, and take it to Delhi, and then enter into Telangana Express or somewhere, some goods train, not Telangana Express, goods train, and bring it to Hyderabad, and make it walk on the Hyderabad streets, somebody sitting on it or holding it with hand, the rope, and brings it to the Hanuman temple. Because he gets a fee. And all the devotees contribute, temple has money. So he gets a fee. He doesn't care for God himself. He doesn't care whether, he may be even a Muslim. He doesn't care Hanuman or whatever. And he brings and presents the camel before the temple. The temple people, the kind of things they do, horrifying, horrific. And so the pujari, very proudly, he lifts the Hanuman's idol. There is an idol earmarked for procession, not the original idol. This is called Utsava Vigraham. Okay? So that the separate idol, and he brings it. And he puts a stool of a certain height, and he stands on the stool and sits on the camel, the pujari. Pujari could be quite heavy also, heavy set also, because he eats all kinds of carbohydrate-rich prasadam and all that. And he sits on that poor camel, which is weak. It did not have proper food. It is just kept alive by that person. He won't feed it, he feeds himself. And he has to feed a family based on the income generated by this camel. And this man sits on the idol holding Hanuman. And that person takes this idol camel all around. And all we devotees go after the camel. Yemande, what is all this? It is himsa. All kinds of himsa. Sometimes a camel, sometimes elephant in South India, sometimes horse, and bull, buffalo, male buffalo. All these animals are put to severe suffering in the name of God. What is that God? Why camel? It's an idea. I digressed. Camel is the vehicle of Hanuman. Kya baat hai? Hanuman doesn't need a vehicle, appa. Hanuman, you and I need a vehicle, not Hanuman. And what is this? Camel is the vehicle of Hanuman. And there are temples, these gurus do such things. They put a Hanuman 150 feet. And then there is a camel before Hanuman, a 75 feet camel. Ye kya baat hai bhai? What is this camel in stone? Cement camel, made of cement and bricks and iron rods. And then at Hanuman. And so what is going on? Really, sometimes very interesting it is. I don't know how to describe it. So how do you know that Hanuman has the vehicle camel? I asked. Because nowhere you find it in Ramayana. Even Ramcharitmanas doesn't say it. The gentleman said in Parashara Samhita it is there. What is Parashara Samhita? Kya baat hai? All the Rama, Upanishads, Vedas and Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita, they are all put aside and bring a text called Parashara Samhita. God only knows what it is. And then say it in that text in one verse, camel is mentioned as the vehicle of Hanuman. These are all ideas. And so these ideas, you should not identify with the ideas. Then you should know what all you are not. That is the point I started and digressed. Okay? So you should not identify with time. You be aware of time. Don't identify with time. Like the historic self is born out of identification with time. Don't do that. Space. Don't say I am this place, I am that place. Place-related identification you drop. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. Don't say I am Tamilian, I am Keralite, I am Punjabi, I am Madrasi, I am a Californian. Drop all these ideas. So you are not that. And so this is how you discover what all you are not by being a witness to all of that movement of the mind. This is how you finally arrive at the pure awareness, the witnessing awareness. So you have to do it moment by moment. You should not miss anything. All these things which are superimposed upon yourself, and where there is a self-identification, where there is self-definition, without missing any one of those things, you have to be a witness, and that witnessing is essential for the separation of the self from the non-self. Okay? That is the sakshi. And so go within and discover what all you are not. That alone matters. Nothing else matters. You are that sakshi. And as sakshi, you are no different from Aditya, no different from Bhagavan. That is the lōkasākṣiṇē. Really speaking, this inner sakshi is a topic of Atma-bodha, not so much the upasana topic. In the upasana, sun is the sakshi, that is upasana. Atma is the sakshi, that is jnana. Both are interrelated, both are complementary. One complements the other. Okay? Lōkasākṣiṇē. So we have finished the lōkasākṣiṇē. The verse is over. So we are now making some progress. We have to make progress. So not much time is left. Tapta chāmīkarābhāya ḥṛdayam viśvakarmaṇē namastamō'bhi nighnāya rucayē lōkasākṣiṇē eṣa sukteshu jagarti. No, not that. nāśayatyēṣa vai bhūtaṃ. Okay, I'm coming. Tamēva sṛjati prabhuḥ vāyatyēṣa tapatyēṣa. You get the visarga. When you break it, you get it. Varshatyēṣa gabhastibhi. Who creates, who sustains, who resolves? People should understand that. So a child is born. Who created the child? Father and grandfather come, we create. You did not create the child. The birth of a child involves a very complex biological process. You don't even know 0.1% of that process. And all that process is put in place by that higher power. A scientist knows how complex the process is. And there he stops. And an upasaka knows a little more than that. All that process is put in place by that higher power called Ishvara. Therefore, whenever you see a flower, glory of Ishvara, that becomes a lakshana to Ishvara. The flower signifies Ishvara. Then it becomes a small fruit, very unripe one. Flower becomes a fruit. Look at that. How it becomes. Very complex biological process is there. And then that unripe, it grows and becomes big. And then it becomes fruit. You enjoy it. And even that growth also, if you imagine, it is mind-boggling. Because the fruit, which is the essence of the tree, is connected to the tree with a small thin stem. That is how. Sometimes the coconut, it is all so much a fibrous cover, and then the hard shell, and inside the hard shell there is soft kernel, and inside that kernel there is sweet water. And that is connected to the coconut tree through a stem, small stem. It will not be this thick, it will be like this, that stem. Where from it is coming? From the tree it is coming. Mind-boggling. Scientists understand all that process. Great. How it is happening, scientist knows. Why it is happening, he doesn't know. There is an intelligence. This is the Darwin theory is also that only. The intelligence which makes all these biological processes possible is not in the heaven. It is here only. It is in the tree. It is in that stem. It is in that fruit, that intelligence. That is what Darwin says. That is the Darwin theory. Okay? Only thing is, Darwin describes in terms of matter. He doesn't describe in terms of intelligence which is divine. He says intelligence, but he doesn't call it divine because he is not he's not a spiritual person, he is a scientist. Therefore, the intelligence which governs this entire mind-boggling process is not in heaven. So, the religious man says the intelligence is in heaven. The process is here, the intelligence is in heaven. That is what the religious man says. Darwin says, I don't know about the intelligence in heaven. I see the intelligence there itself. That is what Darwin says. And a spiritualist says that intelligence is God. That is the God. That is what a spiritualist says. Therefore, whenever you see something is born, you have to immediately become conscious of God. This is what is called pointer. Anything taking birth is a pointer to God. And then anything getting sustained. The body is sustained by food. So through food, Bhagavan is sustaining this body. So that is how you have to look at it. So that's why God is called Pusha. Pushnati iti Pusha. The one who nurtures, sustains the life forms. That is Pusha. And that is God. And then the one who puts an end, that is also God. That's why when somebody dies, you should not assume that he is going to heaven, he or she going to heaven, going to hell, going here, go this loka, that loka. That is not the way to look at it. When the wave ends, what is called dampen, the wave dampens. Where will it go? It goes into the water. It resolves in the water. Water is there only. It was born from the water, and it is sustained by the water, and it resolves in the water. So a child is born from that universal intelligence, sustained by that universal intelligence, and resolves into that universal intelligence. When the bulb fuses, that electricity which made the bulb shine, where did it go? It has gone back into the grid. Not only that, it is everywhere in every other bulb. Having gone back to the grid, will it sit in the grid only? No. It will flow in every other bulb. Similarly, the human consciousness, one person dies, what happened to his consciousness? His consciousness is in you, in me, in everybody else. That's why Pitru Karma. For Pitru Karma, whatever you want to do in memory of the departed soul, you do it to the living souls. Because the departed soul is in the living souls. And this is the vision. Therefore, the God in the form of the sun, or to make it more physical, God in the form of sun through photosynthesis makes all life possible and sustains all life. and it destroys all life. So, nāśayatyēṣa vai bhūtaṃ. Bhūtaṃ means a life form. When the life form dies, who made it die? That's why nāyam hanti nahanyate. The other day in satsanga, somebody asked, what about Ukraine war, where so many Russians and Ukrainians are killed? How do you explain it? I said, we don't explain any such thing. We don't explain anything. Only one explanation we have. Ayam hanti nahanyate. In the Mahabharata battlefield, Kurukshetra battlefield, one who thinks that he killed, he did not kill. The one who thinks he got killed, he did not get killed. Nayam hanti nahanyate. That is coming from Mahabharata battlefield, where thousands of people are killed on a daily basis. So whether it is Ukraine-Russia battle or war or Gazan war, nayam hanti nahanyate. Okay? So there is only one destroyer, and that is the Sun God. He alone destroys all life forms, not only humans, all life forms he alone destroys. In India, they follow that principle. Suppose they take a person to hospital. They don't attend unless you give money or whatever. And in government, there's a lot of corruption and other things could be there. And the person dies. They take the body and cremate and go home. They don't seek accountability. There is nothing like malfunction, malpractice insurance in India. There is malpractice. The malpractice will be there, a lot of it, but no malpractice insurance, because nobody seeks accountability for the death. Nobody seeks accountability. Why? Because nobody kills the other person. Nayam hanti. I am this doctor nahanti. This nurse nahanti. Then who hanti? Bhagavan hanti. How beautiful it is. That's why they wait till they are with the person who is sick and get all the medicine and all that and help the person. The moment the person dies, just they take to the cremation ground and cremate and be done with it. And somebody wants to cry for a while, he or she can sit and cry for a while, no problem. After a while, they tell, stop crying. Enough. I myself told like that. Enough. Now stop crying. Then they asked me, what should we do now? You chant Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Stop crying and chant Ram Naam Satya Hai. That is what it is. You know Ram Naam Satya Hai? That is the Ram Naam Satya Hai. Nayam Hanti Nahanyate. What a thing it is. A nation of 1.5 billion, 1.4 billion people doesn't have malpractice insurance. Can you believe it? All because of that spirituality. That is very unique to the land of India. Very unique. Therefore, eshaha nāśayati. Eshavai nāśayati bhūtaṃ. So a person died under suspicious circumstances. The father came. No suspicion, nothing. Keep quiet. Shut up and let us cremate the body. Over. Do namaskar and do some karma and give food to living people. Over. No suspicion, nothing. Nāśayatyēṣa vai bhūtaṃ. Because the sun, God of sun, he kills, he destroys. Then who creates? Tamēva sṛjati prabhuḥ. Prabhuḥ means all powerful. All powerful God alone, he creates. So bhūtaṃ. Bhūtaṃ napumsakalinga. But when it comes to tamēva, you make it pumlinga. So the same all-powerful God created the living being, and the same all-powerful God destroys the living being. Where is this all-powerful God? Eshaha. Why indeed? Why means indeed. Eshaha. Yonder, look at. So, so just now I have explained to you, the farmer, he tills the land, sows the seeds and goes and sleeps and comes after 3 months and carries all the harvest home. Okay? Then who is taking care of this harvest? The sun god is taking care. How? Through his rays, gabhastibhihi, through photosynthesis. And he creates rain, and because of which the crops grow. Varshatyeshaha. And then the photosynthesis requires a copious sunlight. Tapatyeshaha. And payatyeshaha. Payati protects. Normally, parakshane becomes pati. But here, he is payatyeshaha. Payati means makes the person weak, famished, and disintegrate. A person 70, 75, 80, 85 gradually disintegrates. The body disintegrates, decline. And who is causing this decline? God. You don't complain about people around and all that. The decline happens by the power of God. In any case, you are not the body. That is how you have to understand the glory of God. Here, you see, the idea is you be conscious of the bigger picture. Don't get caught in the smaller picture. Always rise above the smaller picture. This you have heard. This puzzle, not a big puzzle, you must have heard. The teacher, high school teacher, draws a line and gives the puzzle without taking the duster to erase or to efface a part of the line. Without touching the line, you should make it small. Did you hear that puzzle? Everybody must have heard. Everybody is looking at each other. How can we do it? To make it small, you have to take a duster and cut it off. And without doing anything to the line, without touching, how can you make it small? Then the teacher, all the students are looking with a lot of excitement and amusement. The teacher draws a bigger line. Now, is it small or not? Yes, it is small. You see? So you made the line small without touching it. Similarly, we have to make our smaller picture. Keep it small, make it small by drawing the bigger line. So transport yourself into the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? Payatyesha, tapatyesha, varshatyesha, gabhastibhihi. The creator is the sun god, the protector is the sun god, the destroyer is the sun god. Everything is done by sun god. That is how you be conscious of the bigger picture, and that is how you become free from the bondage of samsara. And about rain, Gita also says, tapāmyaham aham varsham nigruṇhāṃ nyutsrujāmi cha. Aham tapami, as sun, I am shining very brilliantly, making higher temperatures everywhere. Tapāmyaham. I hold back the rain. Everybody is waiting for the rain. In Kerala, you can see it. All the hotels are filled with monsoon tourists coming from Europe and other places. All the hotels are booked and filled. They are all waiting there. Sun is beating down. There is so much perspiration because of the humidity and the hot sun. All are anxiously looking. Even the street dogs are also looking anxiously for the rain god. The plants and trees, they may not speak, but they are waiting for the monsoon rain. Then May 30. Suddenly, there is a huge mass of clouds coming from the Arabian Sea. And then there is a lightning, like a whip across the entire horizon, from this end of the horizon to the other end. Like a whip, the lightning hits and the rain starts. So, And that is how I hold back the rain. Aham nigrunnāmi. They are all waiting, waiting, waiting. This year it came 2 days late. June 2 it came. It is supposed to come on May 30, but nigrunnāmi, Bhagavan has held back. Then utsrujāmica, it rains cats and dogs. So much rain, you cannot believe it. And tourists are attracted to the rain, that big rain in Kerala. And therefore it is Bhagavan who makes rain possible, who holds back the rain. And so this is the God consciousness that one has to cultivate. So we finished that verse, made some progress. Let us say, nāśayatyēṣa vai bhūtaṃ tamēva sṛjati prabhuḥ pāyatyēṣa tapatyēṣa varṣatyēṣa gabhastibhi. So some of the questions here, and you see, there is a thing called Nirguna Manasa Puja. It is not a puja. It is called puja, upachara. You call something which is not a puja as puja. It is not puja. It is all knowledge only. Only they talk of arghyam, they talk of padyam, they talk of dhupa, deepa. Everything is atmajnana. There is no puja in it. It is all highly metaphorical. Therefore, there is nothing like Saguna Manasa Puja, etc. Puja, mental worship, is only there for Saguna. But in the text name Nirguna Manasa Puja, it is not puja. It is jnanam only. So, there is a hesitation to teach Nirguna Manasa Puja because after teaching Nirguna Manasa Puja, people may stop doing whatever puja they were doing earlier. It puts a kind of a hesitation in the minds of the people. Generally, we follow one principle. When some people are doing some puja, don't go and disturb them. If they come to class, then you cannot avoid it. You have to disturb them. But you yourself don't go and disturb people who are doing puja. Therefore, if we teach Nirguna Manasa Puja, people who are doing some puja here and there, they may get into a dilemma. Gitacharya said, so, na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. So when you are in the middle of people who are attached to rituals, you don't be part of that group in the first place. But suppose you are in the middle of such people who are attached to the ritual, then keep mouth shut. Don't talk. You are conducting a Vedanta class. If they stray into the class, that is their lookout. That is their mistake. They have to account for it. And they have to settle it among themselves. In the Vedanta class, you have to do your job. You cannot change it. That is wrong. Wrong message should not be given. You should give the right message only. Whatever the scripture says, you should tell it. Like Tattu Samanvayad, how can you support karma upasana? It is a jnanam only. So, you have to say what you have to say in a Vedanta class. But you don't go into the midst of ritualists and talk about karma, karma phalam and all those things. Leave them alone. No, just wait. Suppose you are found in the midst of people who are doing karma, then you keep your mouth shut. And if you can, take a flower and offer it. So, joshayet sarva karma vidvan swayam kurvan. You know that offering flower, etc., left to you, you won't do it. In fact, you won't even pluck a flower. But somebody gives a few flowers already plucked and puts in your hand and you offer. No, I don't want to offer flower. Don't do that. Why did you go there in the first place? Having gone there, you offer flower, just like any one of them. Otherwise, you create a dilemma in that. This is the method we follow. We are a bit sensitive about it. And this Nirguna Manasa Puja, it is very tough it is. It doesn't admit any ritual. It doesn't admit. And therefore, it always the question comes, teach Nirguna Manasa. It's a small text. In 5 days or so, you can complete it. You look at some 10, 15 verses. Look at it, is also called Para Puja. You look at it, read the verses, and close. Okay, this we will teach some other time. Like that, we procrastinate because we are very sensitive about it. And already we are given a title iconoclast. And now Nirguna Manasa Puja makes it supreme iconoclast. Therefore, there is a hesitation. And can it be taught? That is the question. In US or India? Yeah, we will certainly look into it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.